joined by junior forward Candace Bond, head coach Krista Kilburn-Staveski, and junior forward Shantae Evans, following the 71-69 win over Marist in the championship game. Coach, opening statement.
Just so proud of my team playing smart against a very good Marist team. That runs an amazing offense and runs it well and very well coached. So just proud of my team being able to sustain and communicate and play a lot of defense tonight and did some good things. I was pretty proud.
Questions?
Before we get to the games, though, what was the second conversation the officials were having after they waited?
Yeah, I had an administrator for our school up there too, and it just was strange because they were letting the coach walk up to the monitor. I've never seen that in 20 years of coaching. Come talk to us, make us come up, but so it was a very odd thing for me to look at from the bench when someone walks up to take a look. So I don't know. I don't think they had to prove something. It was very interesting. I would like to find that out, and I did lose it for a second because obviously very well respected coach, a very good coach. But a call was made, decision was made. If you need to talk about it, you need to come take us over here to talk. But you don't unless both go look at something. But it didn't present itself really well. So I don't know. They didn't ever really explain to me what that was about at all. It didn't. So.
Coach, have you ever had such a different range of emotions going from being so mad about what happened there and then all of a sudden realizing that you finally won and have the elation of kind of
exactly. It was crazy and it was a really rough game on both parts and it kind of escalated, and even from that last play when it happened, it was interesting when you guys review that tape when we're on that free throw line. So then to have that situation happen and then they get the ball, and walk and get the ball and then we have to defend it out of bounds So yeah, it was crazy. That part was crazy, but just proud. We played so smart all game long. We know how to execute down the stretch, and we just proved it tonight that we need to keep moving from this and work from this because it's a big step for our program against a team that obviously has won championships and just really turned their whole program around. As a mid-major, and to me it was like a big statement for us, personally. Because we want to, move forward and really open up our program.
Shantae, 29 points, 18 rebounds. Where does this game rank in your career?
It's up there. I think last year against George Mason, I had 24 rebounds. That was probably my highest there. But, coming this game, I could not get a foul call at all. So anytime the ball fell on my head, just kept going up until at least, hopefully, praying that they'd give me a call. But, I had fun. I had fun today.
And Coach, talk about the effort that Shantae put under the boards with 13 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, those people that know me, I don't mind physical play, but I think those have been following us pretty close. It's just she doesn't complain. You guys see her on the floor, she doesn't complain. So it is pretty taxing though, and she's always going to have 3 people on her. It used to be just a few games last year, now it's every game, and then she had 3 people on her today often. And so it's just. It's physical, and you're trying to tell somebody to keep hanging in there under a different kind of restraint that I would not know how to play underneath that. Most people, just wanting her to have success, and it's just to keep battling, and that's what she did tonight. That's what she did because it's been every game this year, and it's a credit to her. People are devising their whole defensive schemes of how to defend Shantae Evans. And stop Caitlin Loper, but how to defend. So that's she should feel privileged about it, but it'd be nice to be on an island and just be able to do what you want to do too. So, but this fact that she had a breakout and good for confidence and, obviously great for our team. And we knew we could push them pretty hard in the inside game, and we wanted to keep their interior game. They were going to beat us. They shot 17 threes in the first half. I think they averaged, 23s a game? So, our game plan obviously was to keep that interior bunnies that they like to score, completely, and they hurt us down toward the end. Y'all saw that. That's how they hurt people. So I'm just proud of my team to be able to actually really focus in and follow game plan, and then for her to have a night like tonight, it's been fun. And this one over here too.
Shantae, with 15 seconds left, take us through that last offensive possession of the game time.
Honestly, I don't even know who was shooting. Ken? Was Ken done?
No, we're talking about when you drew and won.
Yeah. Well, I forget who was going for the ball, but I seen the ball go up. I just, I gravitate to the ball naturally, so that definitely helps. Definitely that my jumping ability over them definitely helps. So from this whole entire game, I learned you got to keep the ball high because they don't foul you, that's what kind of messed me up. They just had like 6 hands around me, and my face, I couldn't see the basket at all. So I went up there, got the ball, kept the ball high, and just put it straight back up.
Coach, did you guys foul him on purpose? 3 seconds left?
No, I mean, it ended up being, no. I know a lot of, I mean, I watch a lot of basketball.
Yeah, this wasn't a...
And because Bill's like, it's a good foul, don't freak out, you know. Just because, probably I watched that NC State Duke game about 7 years ago, and that was supposed to be the game plan for Duke, and you foul one of my players at NC State, and he hit the 3, don't foul on the shot, foul it, if it's in backcourt, but, not at that point, so, I mean, it ended up, working out, but I wouldn't lie to you and take the credit for it, but no, I didn't, not in this case. I think about it often, though, and a lot of times I'm not in favor of it a lot, but it worked out tonight.
Coach, how do you think your team responded with Candace Bellocchio being in foul trouble for most of that second half?
Well, that's a great question because Andreana Thomas gave you some great minutes. I was glad in front of a home crowd, in front of people here at Hofstra could see because we know what we've been doing. Those who have traveled with us, and and she just played very heady. Didn't play like a freshman, and that's we needed that tonight, and that hasn't always been the case when you have a freshman that has to take that kind of responsibility with the ball in your hands. It's easier to be an off-ball person, and just proud of that because that was a difference maker, And Candace got some tough things against her, and when we as a team came together, and I think Nick gave us some good minutes there and tried to help. It's good to have a veteran player out there with a freshman, and that's what Nick does with Andrea. It makes her feel better, when somebody's out there, that has experience that she can kind of defer to if she has to.
Candace, you have just about double-digit field goal attempts the last few weeks. Obviously more of a defensive-minded person, but was it you who wants to be more of a person on offense, or did the coaches talk to you about that?
No, it's me. She
It's definitely
Kira
coaches.
does.
I'm like, if I could just play defense, I would be fine. But coach is like, you need to be more of an offensive threat. You need to be more confident. I think in the past 2 games especially, I've been a lot more confident offensively. And coach is right, like, it does help the team. So I guess I like it.
It's nice to have a player, though, that doesn't ever look at the score and doesn't grab a... She looks at stat sheets, she's seen how many stills she has. Yeah. That's, that's close to my heart, obviously. And I thought we made a great call as a staff. Staff, we were at late night, and then we, had an early morning with these guys, an hour and a half, shoot around this morning, and then we had, made a call to put Bondi on the guard and put Caitlin Loper on the post player. And I think that, was a good call. Right, Scott?
Coach, talking about the run you guys have had right now, I mean, you're 9-2, you have 1 game left non-conference against another really good mid-major team, and you beat Marist today. You lost to Hartford, but again, another tournament teams you guys have been putting together here this year so far.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Just what you've been putting together this year, playing some of these really good mid-major schools that have been tournament bound the last 2 years, and now you've beaten most of them.
Yeah, again, kudos to my staff and all of us with the way we did the schedule this year. And obviously our players performing because this was done on purpose. This was, not like the 3-second foul. This one was done on purpose. We wanted to have a challenging schedule because when they look on that schedule and they've got K-State and they got Gonzaga and they've got Marist and they've got, even Hartford didn't play as well there, but they are ready night after night. We didn't have a lot of drops, and so I just felt like the team was driven. Shantae and Candace obviously being juniors, Candace Bellocchio, Nicole Caperso, and Marie, being seniors, and have a good influx of talent in the sophomore class. And then I knew we had some good freshmen, and happy that Kathy Nolisa was able to give some minutes here because she's a great defender and just a solid kid. So. We were hoping for this in a breakout. We've been close the last few years. Close. Games that we woulda, coulda, shoulda won down in San Diego, 2.0 point here, and it was time to step up to the plate, and they're responding. And we got a long way to go, and a tough CAA, and after we get past Princeton here, and can't be letdowns, and I think they learned that from going to Hartford. Because that's what it feels like in a letdown. That was painful, and we got to get those out of our system because there's going to be tough nights. You have to grind games out on the road in our conference.
Coach, you spoke about before the decision to put Candace Bond,
Yeah.
the guard yard, the preseason player of the year in their conference.
Right.
Talk a little bit about. She did go 6 for 18, got some numbers towards the end of the game, but for the most part, shut her down. And Candace, what did you kind of see from her to kind of stop her a little bit today?
Well, this is the first time I'm guarding a guard all season. she was quick and she was running me off the screens all night long. But we worked on it this morning, getting over the screens. And then I had a lot of help, so my teammates were there a lot. The times, it was a couple times that they weren't there, and she got, like you said in the end, she got a couple points, but
She
I think
coaches
it
on
was-
the floor too. She got hot. You talk about somebody that screaming. She was screaming, and rightfully so. You know, when our weak side help wasn't there, and Marist did a good job trying to pull it way out too. But yeah, she's a great defensive coach on the floor for everybody too. She kind of.
yeah, I think Coach helped a lot, like, because I get really frustrated when my girl scores on me. And Coach was like, Bonnie, you know, she's going to score, and it's okay. So I tried, when she scored, I was like, okay, next play, don't let her score again. And that's the mindset that I had.
And I think that she does a great job, you know, with somebody on the hands. And I think Yardley's so deceptive like that. You know, I mean, Candace could read and react really well on her, so it would be a really good matchup.
Next question.
Coach, second time in 3 games you've ever put up 55 or more rebounds. Just how big is that to control the boards?
Huge. And, you know, our guards are rebounding right now, and that's probably what, you know, my voice has not gotten well since the start of the season. And half of that's been screaming about, you know, guards rebounding, you know, and it's, you know, you guys know it's not an old hat, you know, about like rebounding wins, you know, championships, because it does. And it's those 50-50 balls. It's those, you know, we had some tough ones. Doolin just got that last one right here at the end. You know, Lisa looked at me, you know, not turning your back on a kid, taking the ball out of bounds. She stepped right in, smart for her, you know, and almost was costly for us. And it's like, you know, those are great experience things that we got the victory out of. We go back, and that's what we'll talk about after the holiday. That we'll be happy for like a second, and then we're going to look at this because our guards got to, you know, be able to make plays. And they made a lot of adjustments. And I thought in the first half they were going to maybe try to go to 23, a little bit more on the block, and then instead they went to 14. Smart adjustment by them. And, you know, then we had to make a quick adjustment to fix that real quick. It was kind of funny, there was a lot of substitutions, you know, we both were kind of matching up a lot, you know, because their posts are very mobile. You know, you're playing guards pretty much when you're playing the posts, you know, against them and the way they run their offense. So yeah, you know, I was proud of the rebounding and proud of, you know, proud of that, because that's going to be the difference maker right there in that last possession.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.